right, welcome back to the Food Explorer podcast. My name is Bill Collins, and I am the Food Explorer. I've got a great guest in the studio today. But first, before I introduce him, I want to make sure you like and share this video. Throw a little comment in there about how awesome you think this podcast is, and please share it on all your social media accounts. Now, I have to share, this person is a repeat offender with me, but it's because he's like my little brother. He's a best friend. He is a great guy. Andrew Brow, owner of Highbrow, the chef and food partner of Wyckoff Country Club, the food director for White Lion. I mean, does the list keep going on? Are you almost done with all these food titles? Are you going to do anything else, or is it all food?
Getting close. You know, time is of the essence, but no, maybe not, you know.
I love it, man. You got your fingers in everything, and I think like it's always a great strategy to have diversity. So Absolutely. It's awesome. I'm overly excited for you with your new opportunity, because it was funny. Nobody's faster to the Facebook comment section than you are sometimes when it comes to business. And I see you post when Caesar threw up this thing about Wyckoff Country Club, and 2 seconds later I see, hey, I should be the food and beverage director. I'm like, oh my God, I call him. And then 2 days later, it's like, hey, I'm the food and beverage director. So congrats, dude. I'm really happy for your new opportunity. Tell me a little bit about how it's going.
So, you know, that was an amazing opportunity. I met Caesar a couple of years ago at Jackalope. You know, rest in peace. And
RIP.
Yeah.
So that's where I need that button.
Yeah. Exactly. So, you know, so I met him and we, you know, we kicked off and we were like talking, and he was talking about building the sports complex in Holyoke, which is still on the table moving forward too, which is crazy too. But yeah, so it just happened really quick, and we met and came to an agreement like a week in, and
it's awesome.
Been steamrolling, and it's going very fast, but almost there. You know, we're doing banquets already.
So
beautiful
there's
renovated space. Oh yes, you have the banquet facility. Right? Well, you got multiple. You got sports as well. You have golf, which he put a bunch of. He invested huge new golf carts, new field equipment, all that stuff too. So that like there's all these different pieces of it. So it's different. It's very busy.
And then for the food service though, so there's the banquets, right? The weddings and things that you'll do there, Mother's Day brunches, things of that nature. But then you also have the Heritage Greens, which is going to be the full service, right? Is that also like the 19th hole? Like, exactly. That's where everybody goes and hangs out after golf, but it's also a full service restaurant that's going to be open to the public.
Yeah, right? Open to the public. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is what we're going for.
God bless you, brother. There's one thing that I don't get involved in, and that's breakfast, unless it's a one-off catering. No thanks. No. Can't.
I know, but I do see you at like 6 a.m. setting up stuff on Facebook.
No,
so I do see you doing it.
It's once in a blue moon, dude. It's once in a blue moon. But no, I know that you're a great operator. I mean, you worked with one of the best in the business for a long time. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you're a great operator, so I know you'll be able to figure out how to make this all makes sense with your current concepts.
You know, it's all structural. You have your, you know, under me, there's a executive chef. You know, we're in the transition period where we're renovating and like getting new plates and all.
You guys are moving at laser speed, dude. Like, because you guys are getting prepared to open up pretty soon, right? Yeah,
next couple of weeks. You know, we're already serving a takeout menu to the golfers. So we had to get something. The golfers needed food, so it's extensions of the actual lunch menu. So there's like the bacon wrapped hot dog with cheese sauce and coleslaw on top, which you're gonna love. Brioche hot dog roll, dude. It's
nice,
deep fried, ridiculous. So we got that. The double smash burger, like straight up smash burger, double stack, this tall. Yeah. So it's what's appropriate for the time. So, you know, breakfast and lunch are going to be, you know, elevated, you know how I do. So elevated, but still approachable for the golfers. I'm not going to box them out.
But
then dinner, you know, we're going to offer still, you know, approachable American food, but then, you know, some of my fun twists that I like to do.
I absolutely
specials
love it,
and
man.
Fresh foraged.
Something tells me I'm going to see the Highbrow pizza trailer parked up on the patio.
Oh, yeah. That's already yeah. We're going to do pizza. Yeah, that's a thing. It will be a thing. Once we get the nuts and bolts, you know, everyone's like, oh, when are we doing that? We got to get the day-to-day, the normal stuff, knock it out of the park first before we introduce stuff. But, you know, couple weeks, you know, we'll move fast, and we'll have pizza on the patio, a burger night that's a tradition of Wyckoff for years. So we're going to continue the burger night, but kick it up. Everything's going to be kicked up.
Well, so I'm kind of working my way backwards here, but that's all right. So now tell me your involvement with White Lion. Tell me a little bit about what you do with
White Lion, that year we were exactly talking going backwards here. It's perfect. So White Lion, you know, I got with them. It was kind of a last minute thing where they had an operator that was gonna operate the kitchen at the tap room in Springfield, and the person backed out last minute, and they asked me to help them out and like if I could take care of it. And I was like, you know, sure, I got you. I know I'm good friends with Ray and Ashley, so I was like, sure, jump in, business opportunity, let's do it. And we quickly redesigned the kitchen, which actually is one of, like, you would appreciate this, like the flow of the kitchen is sick. Like, you got a huge table, stainless steel table in between your two stations with like the hanging heat lamps with an open window right there, so the guests can see. And you know, the flow, it's all about the flow of the kitchen, and so the guests see right in, they see the production happening, and the operations are, you know, there's like less steps and more efficient. So it's like, you know, that's the best thing in the kitchen is the efficiency. Yeah. Touching it less is making it more profitable. Something about all the stainless steel for me. I walk into and especially a brewery with an open kitchen like that. And you know, it's like a stainless explosion. I love that. And it's a great partnership. You know, we designed the menu to cater to the brewery needs. So, you know, we're not doing wood fire pizza out there. We're doing burgers and fish and chips, and you know, we're doing some steak dinner now. You know, bar food, you know, but elevated. Everything's made from scratch too. You know, I expect nothing less from you. Like, you know, if it's not garnished right, looking good, I know you didn't make it. So it's like, you know, that's one thing. That's one of your strong suits. Like, you always put these finishing touches on that are so beautiful. The little steps and simplicity. Don't put too much things on the plate. So now let's reverse even further. Highbrow. Yeah. So how are we doing there? So Highbrow, you know, we just celebrated 5 years. It's crazy. You know what, dude? It's 11 for me. It's nuts. I know. Time is flying. I'm seeing these Facebook reminder pictures of when I was at Center Square Grill working with you, and everybody knows that's just kind of the end of our career. We worked together forever. Yeah. Two younger guys, no gray hair. Look at us now, you know. I know. But I wish we knew what we knew now. Absolutely. Back then, you know, we'd be a lot, you know. But, you know, so Highbrow's great, 5 years. We got through COVID, you know, all of us together, like right after I opened, a couple of months, and we're just getting back to the roots. We're cranking out. We're consistent. You know, it's kind of been, if you actually think about this, Highbrow is an institution of Northampton. Before it was Highbrow. Yeah. Well, before it was Highbrow, like, think about it, how the years it's been a restaurant. Yeah. Before Highbrow, Paradiso for how long? Yeah. Before Paradiso, Spoleto. Yeah. Before Spoleto, Hot Tomatoes. Before Hot Tomatoes, this place was called Andiamo was there. So, you know, it's going cool, and I've figured out a way to like streamline it and make it kind of operate without like having to micromanage all the little pieces. Yeah. But which is in this business a really hard staffing. Task. It's all the staffing. Yeah. You know, the staff. I have a great team. I have a great team. I have a very good team. Felix has been there. You know, he's getting old. You know. Yeah, well, we all are, dude. It's like, and I worked with Felix, but his sons are 100 years ago. So his sons are there. So his sons are now, you know, so it's like kind of generational. But I'm able to, like, you know, streamline it. I'm selling takeout, out the door pans of food now. Where it was, you know, it was tougher in the beginning to like kind of coordinate that really small spot. We're high volume still, but we're still able to like do the sexy specials. You know, like the little details. You know, we did this week the first round of Hadley asparagus. Shout out to my buddy Bruce Jenks for getting me Jenks. That. He's the man. So I had the Hadley asparagus with the chopped egg and the aioli and the olive oil and Parmesan. I know that dish well, my friend. I love it. So I had that, and then I had fiddleheads. So my favorite dish, you know, the orecchiette with rapini and sausage. So I switched. So I did instead of rapini, I did fiddleheads. It's awesome. So I was like, where'd you get the fiddleheads? Did you find them yourself, or did you have somebody out there? My wife's sister Esley. Really? Old pastry chef, my old pastry chef. You know, Esley, I just want to give you a little message out there. I don't know why you didn't come knocking on my door with some of those fiddleheads. I thought we were bros. What's going on? Come on. You could have had some, you know, highbrow South. No, so listen, let's hop off of that restaurant for 1 second, because you just nailed a dish. That sausage with the rapini, and this time you did with fiddleheads and pasta. You took a trip to Italy, which was like an eye-opening trip, right? And that, I think, like, became such a foundational movement for you in Highbrow, where you came back like almost a different man. I saw your specials change, your direction change, and it came back to basics. Yeah, it almost went, you know, so we grew up here, and, you know, we grew up in the industry together, and similar, you know, very quite similar fashions, different, you know, where we were position wise, but you know, I was trained on that red sauce Italian, you know. working.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right. Oh, delicious. Yeah. I love it. Delicious. Yeah. But I think going to Italy opened my eyes to see like the different ingredients like beans and fennel and, you know, you move. And it was a cool trip because I was able to see like a little bit of everywhere. We were in Rome and then Tuscany and then down on the Amalfi Coast. So I got to see different regions.
I want to go today.
We should go together. We should go together.
I would love that.
It would be awesome.
Business trip.
But it was sick, dude. Like it's also the thing that I always say about the modern American chef is that there's too much on the plate that doesn't make sense. Remember, give me something that makes some sense.
We've been saying that since
20 years ago.
1999.
Yeah, but it's like too much. So it's like, everything should complement each other and still look stunning and like positioned perfectly. That's what I like to do.
That's awesome. So that trip happened, which I'm wildly jealous about. It almost reminds me of my trip to Portugal, which was like a life-changing trip for me. Yeah. And I would love to visit Europe somewhere with you. Obviously, I don't want you to do a European tour. Hey, who knows? Maybe it'll be on the Food Explorer. That could happen. Looking for sponsors, everybody, for our trip to Europe, just to let you guys know. So if you were to, from 30,000 feet, think about like what's next for you in the travel calendar. What's like the dream destination?
Soon.
Really? Yeah. Okay. So tell me about what you got booked.
So we're going with my wife's family, her brother, and his kids. So it's like kind of a family trip.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to Paris. We're gonna go over and see Normandy. Just I'm a history geek.
Of course.
So we're gonna go to
unbelievable.
Then we're gonna go down to Lyon.
Yeah.
Obviously, gotta go to Lyon. And then they want to go to Provence.
Okay. So we're not going to Rhone?
No. Not this
trip.
And it sucks.
So you're not bringing me back to Chateau Beaucastel from...
But I'll bring you back something because I will get set up somewhere down there.
I know you will.
I'll go somewhere.
That's awesome. When is that trip?
You, I think, are trying to schedule a trip. Maybe,
Let's go.
To New Orleans.
Well, you invited me.
I invited you.
Yeah.
I was trying. I've been really busy, and I haven't been on vacation in a month and a half, something like that. I've been reset.
Oh, been really busy. No, I'm kidding. I can't talk because I just got back.
Yeah.
No, and I think like,
and that's my favorite place.
That's one of the things though that I think like there's a lot of people out there that talk a lot when they see people travel, and one thing that people don't understand about chefs and people in the restaurant business is that it's not just about traveling. It's not just about not being at work. It's about research and development, robbing and duplicating so that I can bring you an experience from Lyon, France, and put on the plate for you that you were never going to get unless I did that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And it's like, I think there are the naysayers out there that talk about like, they chirp when they see you away or whatever. But you also got to remember that you're not going to get the same experience in these locations that you're running unless you do that trip.
Oh, yeah.
You want the same old thing? You want fish and chips forever?
The same way.
And the same way? Right. Or do you want it upscaled? Do you want it elevated?
And you know that. And that's the thing. Like when I went to Italy, like you said, I learned, I cooked, I did a couple cooking classes with like the old nonas in Wyckoff Country, which is right above Sorrento, where I did a trip and I got the lemons and you know. But it's all about that brings us to another point. As long as we still have time to go down this road, it's the ingredients. You're the same way as me. We try to meet the people that are growing the products, and like
it's amazing.
I want to get the best. I want to get stuff that you can't get.
Yeah,
beers. Like this is how we are. It's ingrained in us.
That night that we were cooking on the open fire, and I pull out this rack of beef that I had raised in Belchertown and domestic Wagyu.
Crazy bottle of wine up on a mountain.
Yeah, and so how cool is that? Life. Because I know that nobody else was eating that steak. Yeah. They couldn't have been.
That was your cow.
Yeah, it was our steer. Yeah, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So now thinking about your next trip to France, when you come back, do you have any like vision for what you might roll out from that trip? Are you thinking about doing some wine dinners? Are you thinking about
Yeah. We're actually I'm meeting on Wednesday with Frogs Leap Winery.
Yeah.
Very good winery.
Dude, I love it. We've been there together.
So I'm actually meeting. I'm going to do the first wine dinner at Wyckoff with them.
I love
because they're special wines. They're not your typical oak bomb Cabernets and your
and not overly vanilla. but it's also not like the high sugar level either, like some of those crazy Napa
good tannins. Yeah, I'm very, very, very complex wines.
So what I heard, and I'm a little pissed because when we were there, and we were there on a vendor reservation too. They didn't invite us into the barn. I hear that in the barn there's a basketball net, and you can actually play the winemaker. You hit it. What's the story?
I think if you hit
you get like a signed mag or something like that.
Maybe a signed mag. Yeah, I was like a whole barrel. Yeah, give me the whole barrel.
I'm like, dude, or something. How do we not know about that? Yeah. I mean, my basketball game is not that sharp. But
that was Michael Ferry told us.
I think
about
I could have hit
Michael
that basket in a time of need.
Yeah, for that.
That was a great trip.
Well, I mean, even wine. Like we can go. You got me into collecting wine.
Yeah. Yeah, and now you've got everything. I mean,
I got some cool stuff.
Yeah, you got some great stuff.
And Bill Wagner, obviously, rest in peace.
Well, yeah, we got to.
He was the one.
We got to give it to him. Yeah. We had some great wine experiences with Bill. I mean,
that you couldn't have. Guys our age that we had.
I remember a day. So I think his wife and daughters were away, and he was at home, maybe feeling a little lonely or whatever.
On a Sunday.
And I invited him over to the house. And it was me, Jules, and the kids. And I made the dish out of the Babbo cookbook. That was it kind of went on to be like Lobster Sophia in the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
With the mint and the chili peppers and the lobster and fresh tagliatelle. Butter. Yeah, it was so good, man. Yeah, and he brought over a bottle of 1999 Margaux, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't just have this laying around. That's for sure. Yeah, and there was another. I still have the empty bottles in my garage.
I think you brought a Lafitte Rothschild to your house as well. The one with the cool art.
Oh yeah,
like
two of them.
Art. Yeah, so those are.
It's a wild man. Yeah.
But I mean, we've enjoyed some awesome stuff. We enjoyed a 79. On your birthday.
Oh my God.
Remember
the
Heights Vineyard.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite wines too. Thank you again.
If I remember.
Yeah. And
that's the cool thing about collecting wine.
We got some Eagles coming down the pipeline, right? We got you brought me for Christmas a flight.
Which is crazy.
We haven't exchanged our Christmas gifts yet, and I got a flight for you, the updated vintage.
Oh, you can't tell me that.
Too late, baby. That's coming your way.
So now we got to drink them together.
They got to be drank together, and so they're going to need to rest. Yeah, they're going to need to rest. But then
this will be for like one of our birthdays. One of our birthdays.
Your 50th?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. No, so listen. It's always great getting back with you. I just want everybody listening, the millions of followers that we have, to know where to find you, where to find Highbrow. Give us your website and let them know how to find you.
All right, so easiest way to do it is Google Highbrow Woodfire Kitchen and Bar in Northampton, Mass.
There's no easier way to do it.
No, it's the easiest way. Highbrow Restaurant, Highbrow Restaurant.
Google Highbrow eats for pizza in Northampton.
Highbrowrestaurant.com, whitelionbrewing.com, wyckoffcountryclub.com. Those are all affiliates of my cuisine.
The only big thing, I'm just hoping I get that complimentary Wyckoff Golf membership after this interview, but that remains to be seen. No, I just want to thank our viewers for tuning in and checking out Andrew from Highbrow and Wyckoff and White Lion Brewing. This guy is, like I said, a best friend, a brother. I'm so proud of his success, to see the journey continue on. And to all the viewers, thank you for tuning in to The Food Explorer. We're going to be launching later this fall on your local network, so make sure you check us out. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time on The Food Explorer Podcast.